back, everybody. It's been a few years. I'm going to call this the Celluloid Citizens Halloween Spooktacular. With me is Tiffany Morris.
Hey, everybody.
I don't want to get into it too much, but I have to be editing all the episodes again due to some licensing thing with the theme song. So, since I'm going through anyway, I figured I'm going to attach us covering this one Tales from the Crypt episode with the first episode of Dark Side Citizens we did and make it this Spooktacular. So anyway, and then a real brief. So we were going to cover the Tales from the Crypt pilot, which would make the most sense. However, it's very mean-spirited and about capital punishment. And then I looked into episode 2, and it's a killer Santa Claus, so obviously that's like Christmas. So I decided, landed on episode 3, Dig That Cat, He's Real Gone, with Joey Pants. Joe Panta something. Pantaleone. Anyway, what did you think?
It was good. It was good. I'm glad that we didn't go with either of those other episodes. Because, yeah, I don't think either would really put us in the Halloweeny spirit.
The Christmas one, to be fair, like it's good, but it's a killer Santa Claus, so.
Yeah, the best Christmas episode of something isn't as good as any other episode of something, right?
Usually not. No, it's a weird move, too, to have it be the second episode.
Yeah, like it must have been shown, like originally aired around Christmas time, right?
I don't know. I assume it was also one of the more popular issues because they were adapting, I believe they were adapting actual Tales from the Crypt comics.
Oh.
So, but I have no actual idea why. I mean, I don't know why they chose like such a hard pilot of like some guy electrocuting people. I guess it fits, but it's not very Halloweeny.
No, it's, that dichotomy that I love that community put forward that's like spooky monster scary or grandma dying scary, and that's much more grandma dying scary.
It's much more grandma dying, yeah.
Although my grandmother, was not killed by capital punishment, I must say.
I don't think mine was. This is probably my favorite episode of the first season. Sounds stupid to say. I'm a veteran of Tales from the Crypt. You're new to them.
Completely new. This was my first episode.
I mean, I think it's a good one to start on. I would watch these at like 12. I watched these like far too young.
Yeah, that's a perfect age, I think, if you're like someone who's into spooky stuff and just getting into it. Like, that's when I started watching.
It was like the perfect convergence. Wow, boobs. And then like, oh my God, someone's getting their arm hacked off.
Yeah, you're like, this is a win all around.
It was.
And the humor is good, but it's also a little silly. So it's like, it's that sweet spot.
Yeah, I mean, like the whole premise of the episode, we should say, is this man is hired by a scientist to do this experiment for him where he's going to get this gland from a cat. And in this universe, cats actually have 9 lives. So it transfers over to the man and suddenly he can be killed and come back 9 times.
Yep. I love a mad scientist moment. Like in anything, I'm like, yes, get weird, experiment, make people live 9 times. Although killing cats, I gotta say, not cool.
Not cool, but I mean, it's pretty obviously not real. Like they don't try to play any of this like it's realistic.
No.
Yeah, what to even, I mean, it's such a silly episode. Like it's basically just Ulrich. Yeah, Ulrich the Undying. And he gets hired by like a carnival or a circus or something. And he gets killed and people watch him get killed. And that's the episode.
Yeah, what I loved about it was like everybody was so shifty. Like every single person, including Ulrich himself, was like a scammer, right?
That's kind of the best part of Tales from the Crypt is like there's no moral gray because everyone sucks. So it's, you're okay with everybody in every episode dying. Pretty much.
That's a good way to set it up. That way, like, the emotional stakes exist, but they're not super serious.
Yeah, like the classic Tales from the Crypt premise is just like a husband cheats on his spouse and then they kill the spouse and they're like, haha, we've got this insurance money now. But then like the wife comes back and is like, I'm actually a werewolf. And they're like, oh shit. And like, that's the end.
Yeah. I love that the scientist in this had like no real pride in his invention. He's just like, we're gonna make a lot of money.
I know. I like that he ostensibly has one of the greatest scientific discoveries of all time, and he's like, we should go to this crappy fair. But
You know who's
hey,
gonna love this? The carnies.
he's got his priorities. I also wondered, I guess he said it was his life savings, but I'm like, what did you do for work?
Science.
He just scienced.
You know, they don't have to specify. You get a guy in a lab coat. He did guy in a lab coat things.
They really don't. Yeah. So I guess most of the fun of the episode is like recounting the ways he dies.
Yeah.
You said you wanted to remember the hanging one, which was.
Oh, yes. He's doing the, carnival circuit, um, ostensibly as like a sideshow performer, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's a line about freaks in it. Yeah. And he's dressed as a cowboy, and it's just like, hey, he gets hung or hanged, I guess, if it's a person. And it's like, ride a horse, hang a cowboy.
Yeah.
But
It's pretty gold. I'm trying to think. I think the first death is they drown him, and they kind of compare it to like Houdini. I'm not familiar with Houdini, but I think he drowned to death. I'm not sure.
I think I fucked up that joke. I hate that song so much, so I think it's actually save a horse, ride a cowboy. Is that what I said? It's like,
well, the original phrase is "save a horse, ride a cowboy."
yeah, save a horse, hang a cowboy.
Yeah, save a horse. Yeah, yeah. He gets drowned. He ends up meeting a ditzy carnival assistant. I don't know. She sort of seems like a magician's assistant without a magician.
But she's dressed as a Vegas showgirl for some reason, but she doesn't really do any showgirl stuff.
It's Tales from the Crypt. That's why they were just like, I don't know, va-voom.
Put her in as little as possible.
It's funny. You think you're gonna have all these things to say about them, and then you get in front of a mic, and you're like, oh, like what are we actually talking about?
Yeah, I've never watched TV before. I don't know what to say.
yeah, of course. Favorite death is I think when he gets shot with the arrow through the heart because it's just so stupid. But he gets killed in a number of ways. He gets electrocuted. That was by like an old grandma. Speaking of.
Yeah, and she was loving it.
She was, yeah.
He wasn't coming back, and she was just like, yeah, I did it, motherfucker.
Like, I'm fry his ass. Which is funny, the dichotomy, because it's like in the pilot episode, it's comic booky, but it's like very serious about like, this is the electric chair, and like if you don't shave your hair off, it can smoke, and it's this guy talking to you who's like a executioner. This is very different. This is just like, hey, fuck it, fun.
Well, I guess because he's able to come back.
Well, yeah,
right?
because he's able to come back, right? Like the tone is different because it's not just like putting these people to death.
He's not being punished for anything.
No, but it's kind of the classic Tales from the Crypt thing where somebody either gets a power or finds treasure or meets a beautiful lady or man, and then suddenly like the morals start to go a little gray, and they're like, well, I could, So in this case, Ulrich decides I can make more money if I kill this scientist, so he sacrifices one of his lives to get them into a car crash.
Yeah, it seems like it'd be easier to just kill him some other way, right? Like,
it wouldn't be as cinematic, but yes, it would be far easier to just, kill him a normal way. I think he wanted it to look like an accident.
Yeah, fair. I love that he's just like, the scientist is like, no, don't do that. And he's just like, like full on just villain cackle laughing.
Yeah, it's
to his temporary death.
Yeah. And, as expected, his head gets bigger and he's got his carnival lady by his side, and he's just becomes even more of an asshole. At the beginning, he's like a little sympathetic because I guess he's a homeless drunk.
Yeah, I mean, you feel for a homeless guy taking a bet on something weird that a rich guy is offering you,
And they really go out of their way. He's just in a box drinking. And he's like, you want some money?
Yeah. It's very like what a kid would think of as a homeless person, right? Like,
yeah, it's just like,
it's very cartoony.
Not even really wearing dirty clothes. He's just kind of laying in a box drinking from a fifth of whiskey.
Right, yeah. And I love that because of like the era that it's set in, all the guys look like hipsters now. Just like,
oh yeah, the 90s.
Everybody's got dirtbag mustaches, and
I don't know, but I mean, I think some of that's supposed to be that they're at a carnival.
Yeah, and the carnival itself has like an old-timey feel, which I guess is
there's
of, like,
a bearded lady
thing.
you see at one point. Although admittedly they got kind of lazy with it. I think there might be a strong man, I don't remember.
Yeah.
All I remember really is the bearded lady. And the
Yeah.
carnival barker, which I didn't do any research, I don't know, played by an actor. I know him as Arliss because he was from the show Arliss, but that's it.
Okay. He wears a zebra jacket at one point, and I was like, I feel like you just don't trust a guy in a zebra jacket.
I don't know that you should ever trust this guy. He's such a douche, too. He's just like...
Yeah, he projects it.
I think one of my
obvious.
favorite lines is after the first death when he doesn't immediately come back to life. He's like, might be illegal in some states. It's like, they literally just murdered a guy, so yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
That would be a great way to traumatize an audience, so.
Yeah, fun episode. And then, might as well say it now. The ending, and it's always a kind of comeuppance type thing in Tales from the Crypt, or often is. So in this case, it's like he's a total dick, and he tells the carnival, I'm taking 100% of the profits or I'm walking. And the guy reluctantly is like, okay, fine. And this is going to be his last big one. And he's getting buried alive. And as he's in the coffin, he's thinking about like, oh, that poor cat. And then he realizes the cat lost its life. So that's one of the 9 lives. So he only had 8 lives. And he's going to just die. And he does.
Yeah. And the cat lives. You see the cat at the end.
Is that the same cat, though, or a different cat?
Oh, is it a different cat? I was thinking it was the same cat. But, like, the problem with this premise is that it's, like, assuming the cat was starting from all 9 lives also, right? Like,
I guess it's not a thinky, you're not supposed to overthink it. In a weird way, Tales from the Crypt and Are You Afraid of the Dark, I feel like are the same. It's just, Tales from the Crypt has boobs. That's about the difference. Tales from the Crypt has swearing, boobs, and murders.
Yeah, I really got the feeling watching it. I was like, oh, this is totally like Are You Afraid of the Dark for adults. I love it.
I never, I wasn't like, I wasn't of age when this show was on the air. I was like a child. So I don't really know who the audience, I assume it was just like 20-year-old stoners.
Yeah, I would imagine.
But I don't know. And it's weird. It's not streaming on HBO, which is like, of all the HBO shows I hear talked about, especially among horror fans, this is like the number one. And yet it's not streaming anywhere. Not even on. Was it
originally on HBO?
Yeah, no, this is an HBO show. It was one of their earliest. Like it was back in the later 80s, because when HBO started, it really was just showing like movies, I think. And maybe
they're like, we're prestige
comedy.
Television now, so we're not showing Tales from the Crypt.
I mean, but they have all sorts of dumb stuff on there that they've had like from the past, so who knows?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was about to say Sex in the City. Don't throw rocks at me yet, everybody. But
I feel like the reappraisal culturally of Sex in the City is enough that you can criticize it freely now. Might not have been the case back in the, I
just remember watching that show being like, so clearly like Samantha's the best, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, of the premise, she's the only one who's like sex positive, which is bizarre.
Yes.
Like,
she had the most sex.
Right. For a show called Sex in the City, they sure were like, it sucks? Sex.
Yeah, and she was the best friend out of all of them. Like, she was the nicest one. Not that women have to be nice, but like, she was a good friend to her friends.
The only thing I think about when I think of Sex in the City now is there was this woman I saw on Instagram, and she'd be like that husband of the redheaded one. She'd just be like, Mwanda. And she just did a series of videos where she's like, Mwanda, I'm going to play hoops with the guys. Mwanda.
Yeah. Steve.
Oh, Steve. But yeah, no, I mean, Tales from the Crypt was great. I think it had 7 seasons. And the puppet, we have to talk about the puppet. Yeah,
Puppet's great.
The Crypt Keeper. And it became like a Freddy Krueger thing, where obviously it started like because it was from the comics. There was the Crypt Keeper. And you can tell at the beginning, they meant him to be maybe a little more scary. His voice is a little deeper, for instance. And as the show goes, it like gets higher pitched and gets more ridiculous.
Right.
At one point, Schwarzenegger directed an episode and guest starred in the little wraparound.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like it got really nuts. I'll see if I can find like a cut of just a bunch of the wraparounds.
Was he palling around with the Crypt Keeper? Or?
Kind of. He was just hanging out in his crypt. The Crypt Keeper probably said some stuff about lifting weights, and then Arnold showed up. There's actually a song the Crypt Keeper did called The Crypt Jam, which I have to send to you. It's a rap song that the Crypt Keeper raps.
You're going to have to roll a clip of it into this conversation when your editing.
Okay, but I'm definitely going to have to keep... Well, actually, I was going to say I have to keep it under 30, but, I mean, they clearly don't care, so...
Welcome, kiddies. Would you like to dance to death? All you have to do is come to the Crypt Keeper's party. A monster bash, if you will. Come on down! A feast. Only the best of fiends can come. We'll have skeletons of fun. So come on down to the Keeper Zoo. I'm sure it will get rave reviews. Beyond time if you can. But this is the Crypt Jam. Just jam. Oh, jam. The Crypt Keeper's in the house.
Well, yeah, there you go.
There we go. Have the whole... No, I can't have the whole thing.
Just stream the whole thing.
Yeah, just have like a... Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, everything had to have a rap tie-in somehow back
There's
then.
a music video too, which is pretty great.
I'm sure it's amazing.
Where it's just like 90s like fashions and hoochie dancers and such. And then just the little puppet with like a backwards hat.
Yeah, well, how's his flow? Is it that like
it's
early
decent.
90s?
I mean,
Yeah?
it's weirdly decent. I'm such a nerd that we went to a horror convention called Rock and Shock for like 10 years around Massachusetts and Cambridge. RIP, because they don't do it anymore. But we met John Kassir, who does the voice of the Crypt Keeper. And he had like a little mask, like on a stick, that he would hold up in front of his face that was the Crypt Keeper.
Amazing.
But he did my girlfriend's voicemail for her phone, which I don't know if she's changed it ever, but... He pretends like he has her tied up or something. But it's the Crypt Keeper voice.
That's awesome.
So it's like, Emily, we'll get back to you. And then just a laugh that I can't do because I'd throw my back out.
Right.
That's another... I guess he doesn't do the uproarious... Like, later on, his laugh gets, like, crazy. Like, it's so loud. Yeah, I don't know. It was a fun episode. I'm still glad we didn't cover the pilot, though. I was watching it, and it's just, like... It's pretty brutal for what it is, even though it's just like some podunk dude talking to you like, I'm a country boy, but I'm in the city because I like the lights. And it's like the electricity. You can rely on electricity. So that part's pretty stupid, but then it's like, he's just like killing people.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of like with writing, right? Like you don't always start at the beginning, true beginnings at different times. So maybe the first two episodes were just like, the series finding its footing.
The Christmas one was like at least tonally more on brand. The first one is like it almost seems like a political thing, and it's like, no, he plays Tales.
Yeah, well, I think probably like any horror TV show, especially like coming in the 80s, probably has Twilight Zone on its mind, right? So it's just like, are we going to be a Twilight Zone kind of thing, or what?
It's a very moral show, but like I think it works well when they're like really normal morals, like don't kill your husband.
Right.
Or like don't like steal from an old lady and kill her. Like it's very simplistic moral tales.
Don't kill cats to grant guys temporary immortality.
I would say that, and this one is like just don't be greedy. I mean, also probably just don't do this.
Don't do
it in general.
Science.
Yeah. I do like
except that he will die.
Yeah, I do like at the end when they bury him and he's freaking out and the gravediggers are leaving. And they hear him like howling, and it's like, what was that? And the other one's like, I don't know, probably just a cat.
Yes. Ugh. It's so like, that's one of my biggest fears, and it's stupid.
Getting buried alive?
Yeah, being stuck in a coffin, like, oh my God.
It's pretty horrifying. Yeah, there's a reason Poe wrote about it a bunch of times. And the funny thing about when Poe wrote about it was like, it was an actual possibility back then.
Well, yeah, that's why it's stupid for me to worry about it. But like, yeah, it was a real thing that happened.
I don't know how long it lasted, but at one point in graveyards, there would be like a little bell with a string. Literally because if somebody got buried alive by accident, they could ring the bell. And I guess in theory, they'd dig you up in time and you wouldn't die.
Yeah. Has there ever been a case where somebody's like, they go to embalm someone and it turns out they're alive?
I know Stephen King has an interesting story where this guy is mistaken for dead because he was bitten by this specific kind of snake. So, like, he's, like, in a state where he's very close to dead, and they think he's dead, and it's from his perspective as they're about to embalm him and stuff. And it's actually a pretty funny ending where, like, the reason they find out he's not dead is he gets a boner. It's supposed to be because of, like, the snake venom and some weird priapism type reaction.
Okay.
Stephen King. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's a Tales from the Crypt fan because, like, a lot of his earlier work, it's based on those EC horror comics.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It does. Yeah, I mean, that's all I have to say for the episode.
There's a pretty great moment in the episode where it's related to what we're talking about. He's in the morgue and the lady's like, I don't think he's dead. Like, he's not going to die. It's like, you just have to wait. And the guy's like, oh, I'm very busy. I have a bunch of embalmings to do or whatever. And just like rises from the dead and freaks the fuck out of the guy.
I know. And there's like a whole bunch of people that come in with like cameras and there's like carnival people with them.
Yeah. It's kind of slapsticky moment. It was great.
It is. The editing's a little weird at times. It reminded me of, we watched the show Homicide, Life on the Street. It's just, I don't know if it was a 90s style thing, but like every once in a while, it's like he's talking. And it's like, here, step right and over here. And they just kind of like intercut.
Yeah.
And they would do that almost every episode on Homicide. And I'd be like, this is just really distracting. I don't know if this is helping.
Yeah, like it kind of made sense for like a carnival barker thing, but it makes sense for homicide investigation.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, but then again, 2000s, we got like the Saw style editing, which was like the room would spin around and shit.
Oh, yeah. And of course, in the late 90s, like when you watch movies, you always see like what came out just after The Matrix because it has that temporary slowdown.
Oh, yeah.
Thing happen.
Everything became green and blue also.
Yeah.
So I guess to wrap it up, I don't know, what are some of your favorite Halloween memories?
Oh, there was one time where my husband and I went to this place called Dead Man's Island. And don't worry, it's really more of a peninsula.
Promising.
And it's a former, this isn't funny, it's a former POW camp site, like way back centuries ago. And we were doing some ghost hunting there. And as we were leaving, we weren't really getting anything there, but as we were leaving, we heard this loud, blood-curdling scream, like somebody in pain. And like there had been a military hospital there for the POWs. So like I was just like, oh my God. And like it was quiet. The neighborhood was dead. Like,
that's crazy.
I still don't know what caused that. Yeah, so we booked it up the hill and left because it's just like, that was a ghost for sure. How
Isn't
about you?
that funny? That's like in the movies though too, where they're like, "Oh, I'm desperate to find a ghost," and then you get a proof, and you're like, "Fuck this, I'm out of here."
Yeah, I wanted just some quiet whispers. I didn't want a full-on scream. That's too real.
That's fair. One year, Emily wanted to kill me because we were just starting to hand out candy from our condo in Malden. But Jeffrey Combs was playing Edgar Allan Poe in I don't know if Stuart Gordon directed it, but basically like a play of Edgar Allan Poe that Jeffrey Combs did, and he was really good playing the role. And it was one night only in Boston, and I was like, I'm really sorry, I know you want to kill me, but I'm going to this. And it was great. Yeah, I went, and so that was fun.
Nice.
And then other than that...
Did you have a favorite costume you've ever worn?
I guess I was a Venom snake a few years ago. I hesitate to say my favorite, though, because I got so neurotic about authenticity with it.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, the fun part was, like, using, like, eyeglass glue to, like, put a little horn on my head, because he's got a little projectile thing that mimics a horn, and wearing the eye patch. The eye patch is fun.
Yeah.
And I think I went as Snake Plissken from John Carpenter, because I had my leather jacket, and I just grew my hair out, and also had an eye patch. So
Nice.
I think probably actually the Snake Plissken costume was my favorite because it was the most comfortable with the eye patch, where it was just like, hey, I have hair and an eye patch and a leather jacket. That's it.
That's the costume. And it probably worked. People knew who you were.
I don't know if anyone knew who I was, but like, I was like, people might have thought I was trying to be the guy from The Simpsons. Did he go by Snake? I don't remember.
Oh, Snake from The Simpsons. Yeah.
There's a whole...
He didn't have an eye patch, though.
He didn't, no. Yeah, I don't know. It's saying we only got 10 minutes left, so we should probably start wrapping up. I'm not used to having like only a certain free amount of time. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Skype. Nothing against Zoom, but if you Zoom.
Yeah, Skype had no limits.
It really
It's
didn't.
too good to be true. Too
Skype
good to
was like
last.
you could pay to have it be better. I didn't realize Zoom was like you have to pay to have it function.
You have to pay to have it at all. I mean, you could leave and come back, but I mean, I don't know.
Oh, is
We
it
don't
just
need
40
to.
minutes at a time? Yeah, but I don't
Yeah.
really have much more to say about it. I guess
It doesn't need to be longer than
Yeah.
the episode itself, right?
I know. I guess I'll do a quick rundown of the stuff I've watched recently. That's kind of Halloween-y. All right. I saw hashtag Missing Couple, which, despite the terrible name, pretty fun. It was on Tubi. I watched Deadstream, which is on Shudder, also on Tubi. Pretty stupid, but I enjoyed it. What else have I been watching? Well, what have you seen recently?
I went to a really awesome screening of Hoxton, the 1922 silent film.
Yeah, the one with the demon, right?
Yeah, and I was surprised by how feminist it was. It was really cool. Like, it was like, hey, have compassion for women, maybe, and don't be superstitious and strange. And they're like, and here's some stuff about hysteria, which I was like, that's not, but, they thought it was scientific at the time.
Yeah.
But the practical effects were incredible. All the stuff of the demon-haunted world that they were living in was just amazing. So, highly recommend that,
Nice.
whether you're into silent film or not.
I went and saw Good Boy in the theater. I liked it. It was a little slow, but yeah, it's funny. Once you get the mic in front of you, your brain turns to mush, doesn't it?
We're rusty, people. We're rusty.
So rusty. I mean, I watched Hell House 1, 2, and 3, and I had already seen the fourth one. I watched 825 Forest Road. I don't want to be mean, but it wasn't great.
I watched The Fly for the first time. I never got through it.
The Goldblum one or the 30s one?
The Goldblum one. It was awesome. I love when something lives up to the hype. I love Cronenberg anyway, but I'd always kind of struggled to get past the first act.
I mean,
for
that's
Waka,
fair. It's pretty gross.
Yeah, I love that it's gross, but it was also just I don't know, wasn't grabbing me. But
that's fair.
The worse he got, the more compelled I was, because I don't know, I'm such an effects gal. It's awesome to see how it comes together.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, and last night I watched one called Mind, Spirit, Body or something like that, where it's basically like this girl who's trying to do a stream of her yoga and get people signing up, but she's in her grandma's house and she finds this old book her grandma has and she thinks it's a way to connect with your spirit, but it's actually an occult thing.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was pretty fun. I don't know, we've been trying a found footage kick.
Yeah, found footage is fun. I haven't kept up with the VHS movies at all, but...
Oh, yeah, and we watched VHS Halloween. That was fun, actually. There's one about, basically killer candy bars.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Yeah, there's 8 of them at this point, though, so I get why no one's seen all of them.
Yeah, unless you're a really committed fan of the franchise.
And they did start out a little, if you go back and watch the first VHS, the segments are okay, but it's very misogynistic, where they're just show us your tits. And it's oh man. You could tell they didn't know it was going to keep going.
Yeah. I mean, I always talk about the first time I saw but I was like, that movie was great and there doesn't need to be any sequels. And it's
yeah,
a million sequels to follow. So
Emily likes them because she likes the creative kills, but yeah, the story itself gets it gets to the point where it's Jigsaw was behind this door in this scene over here, and you're what? Okay, sure.
There's a whole mythos, I assume, right?
Yeah, there's a whole lore, and I could send you the wiki, and you'll be what am I reading? It's so convoluted.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, that's fair. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
It's been fun to do a little brief foray back into the Celluloid Citizens world. I do want to assure everybody I will be getting Season 2 back up, and Season 3, and the episodes we did of covering Are You Afraid of the Dark? Are You Afraid of the Citizens? Which maybe we even finish. The first season of, at least.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, Tiffany has a book coming out pretty soon called Carnalis. I'm assuming not too many people are going to hear this, so whatever. We're dropping the cover in a few weeks anyway. Do you have anything else to promote while you're here?
I have some eco horror coming out in a split with Corey Fahrenkopf and Eric Ragland called The Writhing Verdant End from Cursed Morsels Press. It's coming out in December, so keep your eyes peeled for that if you like eco horror.
Nice, yeah. I'll be sure to check it out. My novel, The Nowhere Complex, is still available. It's currently 99 cents, and by the time you listen to this, it'll probably still be 99 cents because I want people to read that motherfucker.
And it's so good.
Well,
So scary, you guys.
Yes, it's very. I'm glad that it's scary because like not all my horror books are very scary.
Some of them are just kind of fun.
Yeah, they're not all meant to be scary. The thing, like some of them are, Tales from the Crypt. Like you're trying to, like no one's watching Tales from the Crypt. Like this is terrifying.
Right.
But anyway, yeah. So I've been Sean Malia Thompson, SMT.
I'm Tiffany Morris.
Go enjoy the rest of your spooky season and happy Halloween. Okay, yeah, getting in just under the wire.
Nice.
Man lives in the sunlit world of what he believes to be reality. But there is, unseen by most, an underworld, a place that is just as real, but not as brightly lit. A dark side.
Tiffany Morris is with me. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Not bad. So I asked you if you wanted to cover. I doubt we'll get through every single episode of Tales from the Dark Side, dude. Like I'll probably, I don't know, be dead by then.
How many seasons is it?
I don't think it's like 4 seasons, but each one's like 24 episodes.
Oh shit, that's a lot. Yeah.
So like this could feasibly be the next decade.
Oh, cool.
Can't wait but I mean, like, I don't think I have it in me to do the next day.
We might die from climate change before that anyway.
Yeah, it's fine. This is all fine. But so, yeah, Tales from the Dark Side. It's an 80s show created by George Romero. I did a tiny bit of research. Apparently, it was originally, he wanted to do a creep show, like, series. But Warner Brothers or someone still had the rights to the creep show name. And, yeah.
They're like, no dice. Make your own thing?
Yeah, basically. Like, so he ended up doing Tales from the Dark Side. I've been trying not to read Orton Gray's retrospective to not temper my own feelings, at least about the episodes, but I did skim his first one he did. And what he brings up, which I think is interesting, is that Tales from the Dark Side is sort of like in between the Twilight Zone and Tales from the Crypt in terms of like the time period and sort of stylistically.
Yeah, I definitely get that vibe just from the first 2 episodes we've watched. I have no familiarity with it beyond what we're delving into here, so.
Right, but like, so it's, you can see the Twilight Zone in that sometimes it's not. I mean, when we get to New Man, we'll talk about it. But I was like, is this horror? Like,
yeah,
it's more just like weird. Obviously the pilot Trick or Treat is very horror, very like, that seemed very creep show. Mm-hmm. And so it's surprising that when they went on to what became the real first episode, it had taken such a drastic tonal shift. But yeah, I guess let's just like go into it. I wanted to lump both these episodes together because frankly, The New Man for like episode 1 is sort of crap.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the Twilight Zone did have a lot of kind of like domestic drama episodes where the viewer was invited to interrogate, like, you know, the family going through something weird. But yeah, it didn't have the same resonance as a Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was bad.
Yeah. I was being polite.
Yeah, no, I'd be polite about it. I mean, George Romero's gone now, so he's not going to care. I met him a few times. He was nice, by the way.
Oh my God, I forgot he died. Oh man, that's a drag. Shit. 5
or more years ago? Something like that.
God.
So, let's fucking start this shit. So the pilot was in 1983. It's called Trick or Treat. It aired on October 29th of 1983. And it's basically about an old man named Gideon Hackles, who is a douchebag that owns a store and is very rich and has people on IOUs and every like Halloween night, he lets the kids come into his spooky house and like tries to scare them. And if they can find the IOU, then he gets rid of their parents' debt.
Gideon Hackles is an amazing name. I'm just like thinking about it, I'm like, that's so Dickensian. That's a straight up Charles
It's very
Dickens
on the
character.
nose, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, you know, it's supposed to, like, this one feels much more like a creep show, like I said, like a horror comic, you know? Like, it's not trying to be sophisticated. It's just like, I'm evil and old and rich, and if children come, and then I mean, obviously in retrospect, it seems terrible to be like, why are you letting your young children into this weird old man's house?
Yeah. But what I didn't get about it was like, why does everybody owe him? Why do these people interact with him at all?
I don't, it's sort of, I assumed he owned like a general store, but yeah, it's sort of, that part's sort of confusing because I'm like, I assume they're farmers. So like, yeah, wouldn't they be doing like wholesale supply? Like, I don't think they'd be going to a mom and pop for like everything, but.
Yeah, and the guy lived in like a mansion or something, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was weird to me. I don't know. I'm like, yeah, he had stakes in different people's farms, or at least that one family's farm. And
it was sort of, I mean, I think you're not supposed to think about it too much.
No.
I mean, basically, yeah, he's rich, he's old, he's mean. Like, you're not supposed to really overanalyze why he's rich, because then it falls apart.
Yeah, and he definitely is like kind of cartoony and has almost like a leprechaun-y, goblin-y kind of vibe. Like he's just, you know, very
he's does a lot of cackling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cackling
is cackling.
He, like, let's see. It starts with him with like some accountants, and he makes them come out at like 3 a.m, which, okay.
They're like, yeah, he's legit.
And the whole thing is, it's just to establish how miserly he is. Someone asks, like, can I get another cup of coffee? And he's like, sure, that'll be 4 cents. And now, maybe I'm a dickhead, but I was sort of like, well, if I owned a store and I had people I had hired come down to, like, do my books, I would probably charge them for coffee.
Really?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just sort of like, y'all rich too. Like,
yeah, but they're guests. I don't know.
I mean, I guess of all of the things we're supposed to hate him for, that was the one where I was like, I don't know, I sort of see it.
Really? Yeah, no, that was the thing. I was like, oh yeah, really? Coffee? All right. But I mean, it's a good cartoonish example of the kind of person he is.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was really confused because he was like, oh, I love Halloween. It's my favorite holiday or whatever. And I was like, but Halloween is all about giving things away for free, giving candy for free.
Well, no,
you know?
I guess he likes the trick part.
Yeah.
There's the treat or the trick, and he's just into the trick part, I guess.
Yeah.
But it is sort of a weird flex to be like, Halloween's my favorite holiday, but I'm a total dick. Like,
I mean, I guess that's probably true for lots of people who are total dicks also love Halloween.
I mean, probably, yeah. Like, statistically.
But, you know, it's not a greedy holiday.
No, it is a holiday where you give out candy to small children, ostensibly, and sometimes fully grown people.
Yeah, if you're not an asshole.
But yeah, so he goes into, I mean, it's only like 20 minutes, but basically he scares the accountants at one point. I can't believe they fell for it, because he just does one of these like, what? Oh, I heard something. What is that?
Awesome.
And then he just has like a thing fly out, and he cackles like an idiot.
I thought it was pretty good practical effect.
That's the show.
Yeah, that's the show.
But yeah, so basically, I mean, at some point he establishes, like, I do this thing every Halloween night. I have IOUs on pieces of paper. I hide them throughout the house. It's, like, very sadistic, because, like, you know, it's very, like, class warfare type shit.
Yeah, and he's like, someone's like, I can't believe you do this to kids. And he's like, I never touched a hair on their heads. And he's just like, well, you're terrorizing them through the concept of debt and, like, being in debt for your whole life, and your whole family is riding on this thing. Like,
I know, it's really heartbreaking too, because, like, the kids, like, come into the house and their dads are usually outside, like, come on, like, we're really broke and daddy needs a new pair of shoes. And then they get scared and inevitably leave.
Yeah, God, that dad just being like, it's okay. And just like hugging his kid. I
It's
was like,
okay,
oh my
man.
God, what the fuck? It was pretty emotionally affecting.
And he really does terrorize these children. Like, it's like little devils and like, just like, just like haunted house type stuff from a carnival, but like in his house.
Yeah, I'm sure the kids weren't expecting it. Although you'd have to wonder if there's like, any kind of local lore that's grown up around this. So just like, how kids speculate and create their own mythologies.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. In typical kind of Tales from the Crypt creep show fashion, like basically a witch shows up and he's like, ha ha, it's Halloween, you're not real. And she laughs way too much. like all she does is laugh.
Yeah.
Which, fine.
She's a witch.
Eat, drink, and be merry. But yeah, so, I mean, I love the like last part of this episode because it's just like pure cinematic kind of schlock.
I loved the witch.
He's just like, the witch comes into his house and then it's like she's burning the IOUs and there's like I think it's an undead pirate maybe?
I don't know.
He like keeps going into rooms and there's like one guy who's got like an eye patch or something and he looked like he was supposed to be a pirate.
Various monsters.
Yeah, and he literally, my favorite part is he goes into one room and it's just hell. There's like the devil is there and there's like two little demons and the devil says something to the effect of like, getting hot in here or something.
I loved the lighting of that too. It's like all of a sudden he enters the room and it's like red and blue. I was like, oh, we're having a Suspiria moment here. Like, awesome.
But if you've seen like the original Creep Show, like they were all about that. Like the fucking crazy, like intense pink gel or like blue or whatever. Yeah, and then does he die? I mean,
oh, I don't remember. I remember like there's all this money floating around. It's kind of like a rap video. It's like flying, making it rain, and then the witch flies off, and she's cackling. And does the guy die? I think the guy dies.
I mean, I think the implication is that he dies of like a heart attack or something.
Yeah, well, a spooky witch just fucked him up, so.
I know, and
he lost everything.
But it is cute. The end is like this one little kid being like, I'm not scared. There's no such thing as spirits. And he walks up and the witch just like hands him a bag of money. And he's like, oh shit, fuck this, I'm out.
It's like, I did it. I solved her.
Yeah, so like that as a pilot, I feel like they should have just re-aired it as like episode 1, but they didn't.